Making his big debut, this kid is looking to prove himself and become a part of the hottest roster in Pittsburgh.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to we've only begun. So higher and higher you're chasing.
With the game of
Blood, sweat, and tears. How much is he willing to do to rise?
Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven, rise.
First to the ring, trained by Big Guns Academy, and weighing in at 250 pounds, no shame, Jimmy Shane!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UpRyse here, January 18th of 2019. My name's Jim Amata here at the Stronghold, joined by legendary Pittsburgh athlete, Mr. Paul Atlas. And Paul, as we come to you here exclusively on the Indie Wrestling Network, UpRyse is all about opportunity.
That's right, Jim. Tonight these young men are vying for spots on the main roster, hoping to catch the eye of management and maybe make it to the big dance someday.
And here is a young man, no shame, Jimmy Shane, who fancies himself a social media icon and a pop star. I'm not sure he lives up to all of that, but we'll see what he can do in the ring.
Social media? What the hell?
Next to the ring,
Two very unique athletes, to say the least.
And definitely two different styles here. You have the trained athlete in Ricky Shane, or Jimmy Shane, and you have Happy Hour, who spends a lot of time in the bars.
Now, Happy Hour is just a fun-loving guy, but he has to realize that no shame Jimmy Shane will live up to his moniker, because this guy will outright bend and break the rules. He doesn't care.
It could be last call for Happy Hour if he doesn't keep his eye on the ball tonight.
Absolutely. You know, you want to break into that Rise conversation, and if that Happy Hour wants to do that, he can't lay an egg here.
He gave it to you with a child. What's wrong with you people?
You got to start them early, Paul.
That's true. That's true. I taught my kids to open a beer before they were 5. I hope Children Youth Services didn't hear that.
I hope Mrs. Atlas isn't listening. The first, second, or third one. That's a whole different matter.
That's true. It could be either one.
That's what I'm telling you, Paul. People love Happy Hour. The guy just has something about him. He loves to have fun. People can identify with that.
Hey, who doesn't like to kick back with a beer or two?
And this Stronghold crowd is inviting Jimmy Shane to exit as fast as he entered. Jimmy Shane, not very much of a people person, is he?
It doesn't seem like it too much. Happy Hour definitely has the one-up with the crowd as far as personality goes.
Collar and elbow tie-up to get started here. And Jimmy Shane will have the size advantage. Strongest man in the ring. Wait a minute, he's discounting the strength of referee George.
I know. You better be careful with that.
We don't necessarily know that he's the strongest man in the ring.
That's right.
Very possible. You know, one thing about Jimmy Shane, the guy, believe it or not, he actually can wrestle. He was a collegiate wrestler, amateur, and a very capable athlete, but he's just so insufferable, it makes you want to stab the guy in the eye.
Oh, this is true. I mean, you know, you got to have a good base. You got to have that good technique and good, you know, learn from the ground up, which Jimmy Shane definitely has. But some might say his personality tends to be a bit off-putting.
Absolutely. As smooth as Jimmy Shane may be technically, his personality is so damn abrasive it kind of cancels out. Speaking of smooth, look at Happy Hour
right now,
transition.
Happy Hour is without a doubt the smoother of the two here.
Shoulders down. It's a Pilsner smooth, right? Maybe he's channeling his Pilsner side here.
Telling you what, that's you know, as Dusty Rhodes used to say, don't judge a book by its cover.
Alcohol in his breath, like a little inebriated.
Jimmy Shane hits the buckle. Shoulders down. 2.5.
Just like that, it could be over.
I wonder if Happy Hour can pass a field sobriety test right now.
Well, so far he's standing upright with that headlock there.
May want to Uber his way home. I don't know.
This is true.
Especially if he celebrates a win, he's definitely going to have to Uber his way home.
I hope he's got the app on his phone.
Side headlock here, maintaining control of Jimmy Shane. Jimmy Shane going to look for a way to extricate himself.
You see him grinding that in.
Swing and a miss from Jimmy Shane. Off comes Happy Hour.
A little bit of do-si-do going on there, and I telegraphed that move for sure.
Absolutely. Happy Hour ducked his head way too early and paid for it. Jimmy Shane hangs on. Man, Happy Hour again, he telegraphed himself and got hung up.
I think he may have had a little too many beers before this match.
That's one thing I'm telling you about Jimmy Shane. This guy, sure, he's a goofball. He's often will recite lyrics from Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, and does it all very poorly. But he has a nasty side to him.
Jim, I'm going to stop you for a minute because I don't know who the hell you're talking about right now.
That's what the kids are into.
Thank you.
The MySpace and all that.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to go back up in the Muppet balcony here for a second.
Make sure you take your Walkman with you.
Thank you.
This is on you.
And this is the egotistical side of Shane here. Knee strike. I think, did he catch Happy Hour? Maybe caught him right in the shoulder there.
Maybe the bridge of the nose.
It's a very awkward cover, to say the least.
A little unorthodox, without a doubt.
You got real quiet now that I'm on the
And notice that Jimmy Shane does not ever miss an opportunity to pat himself on the back.
I've noticed that, but he better watch because, again, this is professional wrestling, and even though you know, we've made light of Happy Hour and his love of the liquid libation, it can be over in a blink of an eye. 3 seconds is all it takes.
Man, you heard the contact there. Jimmy Shane dropping the sledge right between the shoulder blades. And this is what I'm talking about here. Jimmy Shane, again, antagonizing this audience instead of focusing on the task at hand. And this goes back to that social media superstar aspect he has to himself. He wants a gift for every
5 minutes
maneuver.
gone by, 5 minutes.
He wants clips of this matchup all over the place.
Well, he's the most important guy in the room. Just ask him, he'll tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. Quite frankly, he tried to talk to me earlier and I left as fast as possible.
That's saying something.
I hear you, brother. Jimmy Shane measuring Happy Hour here.
Happy Hour is now out on his feet, and I doubt it's from the beer he drank earlier after that maneuver.
Yeah, Happy Hour may need some liquid courage to turn the tide here.
And they're taking a little bit too much time worrying about the morons in the crowd.
He didn't connect with all of that.
No, without a doubt.
That was an easy escape from Jimmy Shane there. Happy Hour didn't connect with it. Jimmy Shane easily escapes that time, but at the very least, it's going to allow Happy Hour a reprieve from the assault. He's taking a lot of damage here.
It's true. It's good. And there's a little
thumb to the eye is not going to hurt either.
Three Stooges comeback there. big boot to the face.
Bicycle kick. Added momentum, added impact, excuse me, from that one.
Jimmy Shane is eyeing him up.
Time to cool down. Yeah.
Man, happy hour. Spike Jimmy Shane. Hooks the leg. He got him.
Just like that, it's over.
Your winner as a result of a pinfall at 6 minutes 41 seconds. Happy hour!
He's stumbling, but damn, he's happy. He's happy hour, and he's victorious.
I think he's heading right down the street to Bud Murphy's.
Come on!
A product of the Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy. Weighing in at 260 pounds, the Dominican Hercules, Luis Casanova.
Oh, this is a young man that has turned a lot of heads out of the state of Ohio. A man that has a gift for athleticism, strength, and agility. Luis Casanova could very well use this platform to propel his profile.
You're well enough to stop the argument.
And his opponent.
Apparently you didn't take shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I got. Otherwise, here we go. Thank you.
He is a product of the Iron City Wrestling Academy. Weighing in at 320 pounds, your imaginary friend, Billy Ruxpin!
One of the most eccentric individuals you will find to step inside of a squared circle. Billy Ruxpin on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to his approach to professional wrestling. I don't think Casanova wants to be friends with Ruxpin or anybody else for that matter.
Now that you can tell, the Dominican strongman is here for, he means business. So I hope Billy Ruxpin isn't going to take this match too lightly.
Yeah, certainly if you try to pander to Casanova, he's going to knock your lights out. This guy, not only does he have the strength, the speed, and the agility, but he has the attitude. This guy is all business.
Oh, look at him, thick through the shoulders. He's got the trapezius muscles going, the big biceps, the strong legs. He can manhandle even a man the size of Ruxpin, I'm sure.
Almost like a Dominican Ivan Putski in a way, huh?
This is true.
And I mean that as a compliment. I mean, this guy is solid. And, of all our competitors on the card here tonight, Paul, I believe when it comes to a young athlete that could make the biggest impact in Rise in 2019, it may be Casanova. Collar elbow tie up here. Ruxpin looking to try to work over Casanova, but Casanova going to assert his strength advantage immediately.
That was a bit of a stalemate there.
And let's not forget, as much as Ruxpin has such an odd persona, he's a big guy.
This is, he's 350 some pounds here. I mean, he's not going to move him easily by any means. And a stomach kick.
And not quite the traditional drop kick, but it was effective because it sent Luis Casanova heading to the floor.
Apparently doing a little damage to those arms as he's trying to shake it out.
Wait a minute, Ruxpin. Very proud of himself.
The fans seem to like it too.
Ruxpin, that's wise wrestling right there. He knows you can only win the matchup in the ring. Sends Casanova back into the squared circle. And I believe this unorthodox nature is throwing Luis Casanova off of his game here.
Yeah, let's face it, he's not really a funny guy. I don't think he gets the joke. He got that forearm though.
Moving that weight around. Big collision in the corner.
Not exactly the most athletic moves, but they're pretty effective. Oh, is he gonna get it? Oh, he got it!
Oh, man!
God, that's a 350-plus pound man into a German suplex.
Ruxpin dropped right on the back of his head, and that's what I'm talking about. Casanova will knock your lights out. Casanova is an impressive athlete. And you heard the contact there.
Yeah, that's a meat hook and a half he's got. He's just laying them in now.
Casanova's got that Latin temper as well. Let's not forget, drops an elbow right to the heart.
No, unfortunately, a little bit of arrogance there, though. I mean, you're not going to hold a man that size down like that. I don't care how strong you are.
Well, if you're Casanova, I guess you have a reason to be confident because we know he's a capable athlete. We're seeing that right now.
Oh, there's no two ways about that. But again, he's got to put that arrogance in check if he wants to win this match. There's a big difference between confidence and arrogance.
Absolutely. That's a vicious side. If you saw Casanova stomping on the ankle, that's a good way to tear a tendon, I'll tell you that.
He can rupture that Achilles very easily with that kind of a move.
Front face lock from Casanova, maintaining control. Ruxpin just muscling Casanova back. This is that roughneck nature of Casanova.
I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the way he throws those forearms there to this Billy Ruxpin. There's a lot of wind behind that.
Diving clothesline. You heard the contact there. Lateral press.
And again, a lot of times the mistakes these young guys make are simple things. Hooking the man's leg. You know, you've got to get your center of gravity over the chest, over the shoulders, but you've got to hook the leg too in order to keep the opponent down.
Absolutely, and when you evenly distribute the weight across your opponent, that makes it even more difficult for them to extricate themselves. And this is just a nasty situation here as Casanova looks to wrench and twist the neck. Trying
to rearrange those facial features a little bit.
Wouldn't hurt.
Shut up! Come here.
So Casanova cannot allow his temper to dictate his direction in this matchup.
Exactly. You can't take your eye off the ball for even a second.
Ruxpin putting together some offense. Elevates Casanova.
Modified Samoan drop.
5 minutes gone by.
That was a rough landing. And Ruxpin almost got it there. 2.5 on Casanova.
He's still a little wobbly though from the beating he's taken so far. Trying to gain his senses here though.
Ruxpin measuring Casanova. He got caught. And he got planted. Uranagi didn't hook that leg again.
Not hooking the leg, exactly, Jim.
And this is going to cost Casanova.
Yeah, if you want to win, you want to make your way up the UpRyse ladder towards the Rise ladder. You just want to keep your hands off an official, trust me.
Casanova going back to the playbook here.
Using those knee strikes, sort of like an MMA fighter.
Nice neck breaker from Ruxpin.
Well executed.
Deceptively agile. That wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Yeah, and he hooks the leg.
You know, as we heard during our introductions, Ruxpin, a product of the Iron City Wrestling Academy. Names like Gory, DJZ have come out of that academy, so certainly Ruxpin had a good foundation to build off of.
Without a doubt, that has been one of the very successful academies in the area over the years.
Man, Casanova just buried a right hand between the eyes. Death Valley driver into a neck breaker. And he got him.
Enough.
Your winner at a time of 7 minutes and 2 seconds, Luis Casanova.
Paul, I said it during the opening moments of this matchup. I truly believe Luis Casanova is putting UpRyse and Rise itself on notice. This Latin strongman has all the tools and a ton of potential after a successful matchup here at UpRyse.
Without a doubt, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on the main roster very, very soon.
And Paul, I'm already very, very nervous.
Yeah, I know the creepy chick's
Don't
scary.
say I didn't warn you.
She is a product of the Stronghold Academy, weighing in at 130 pounds, the Black Rose, Megan Meyers.
A member of the director's cut of the Grindhouse, Megan Meyers is quite possibly the most dangerous female you're going to see here at the Stronghold.
How many chicks you know walking around with a noose around their neck?
And her opponent, so by way of the Stronghold Academy, weighing in at 125 pounds, she is the queen of squat style, Morgan!
After a 3-year absence, the queen of squat style is making her in-ring return. A young lady that has spent the past 3 years dedicating her life to strength and fitness. And this is one that I'm personally looking forward to. Morgan is a young lady that has really been focused.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, I joked before about the social medias, but if you follow Morgan on Instagram like I do, this young lady is in the gym 6-7 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. She has been training diligently for this return.
At just 120 pounds, Morgan can deadlift 300 pounds. It's insane. You know, Morgan, Paul, I mean, you and I are very familiar with it, but for our viewers here on the Indie Wrestling Network that may be unfamiliar with it, Morgan spent several years as a valet and was very successful guiding men like Jack Pollock, Chris LaRusso to championships. However, she's really reintroducing herself to the wrestling world as Megan Meyers trying to take a chunk out of Morgan's shoulder.
That's right. Morgan is not only brawn, she is brains as well. And this young lady, she is a fantastic athlete.
Absolutely, and she voluntarily took 3 years away from the ring, and referee George gets nailed. And that's what you can expect from Megan Meyers. She is so unorthodox, she will hurt anyone in the ring. Anyone within arm's length is in danger with Megan Meyers. And Morgan using that strength we talked about, quite literally deadlifting the body of Megan Meyers. And as I was trying to say before referee George took one, Morgan voluntarily, she wanted to take time away from in-ring competition to polish her game, and she's really come back with an entirely new set of skills, as you're seeing right there. Beautiful bridge.
That is a fantastic set of maneuvers she put together there. Like I said, this young lady is not just brawn and beauty, but she's brains as well.
Absolutely. She is putting the wrestling world on notice. She is putting all of those 3 years, all the hours in the gym, as you said on Instagram, those incredible feats of strength, She really wants to make her mark as an in-ring competitor, and this stage here at UpRyse is the way to do it. However, we know that the Grindhouse, their agenda is to spoil everything. We saw Derek Direction, Doe, and Megan ruin our main event 2 weeks ago here at Rise. We know that Megan wants to play spoiler to Morgan. Megan wants to ruin Morgan's return to the ring.
That's right. You know, we've been giving Morgan props, so let's not forget this Meg Meyers. She's something else too. She's no slouch. She's a great athlete as well. And you know, when you throw in the creep factor, you never know what she's going to do next.
You know, Paul, our female presence at Rise, whether it's Jinx, whether it's Honey Badger, whether it's London Ali, the competition and the opportunity for female athletes here at Rise and UpRyse is really second to none in a lot of respects in the independent wrestling scene. So this is a perfect stage for Morgan to reassert herself, and we certainly know she has the skills to do it. She just needed the opportunity. But Megan Meyers is now digging the thumbs into the eyes.
Yes, you mentioned some of our other athletes on the Rise roster, like London Ali and Jinx and Honey Badger. Let's not forget, these women have also gone after the Rise Grand Championship. So not only are Megan and Morgan trying to prove themselves to each other, but they're trying to prove themselves to the entire roster, men and women both.
Did you hear the thud there? And I'll say it again, what scares me so much about Megan Meyers is she takes pleasure, I mean, a perverse pleasure in hurting other people.
Oh, without a doubt, and I think she likes the punishment being given to her as well. This chick is really bizarre, let's face it.
Man, Megan just drilled Morgan right in the gut, drove all the air out of Morgan. And it doesn't matter how physically fit you are, when you're in there with someone like Megan Meyers, it's just a whole different equation. You can't prepare for someone like Megan Meyers no matter how well you do in the gym.
No, without a doubt. I mean, yes, she's athletic, but she's also bizarre, and she's very unconventional, and sometimes that's very, very hard to defend against.
And you know as well as I do, Paul, that Megan would love to ruin this opportunity for Morgan. In fact, I believe that Megan's agenda is more to ruin this for Morgan than to win a matchup.
I'd have to agree with you, because that seems to be the MO of the Grindhouse, and now that they've got this newfound alliance with Derek Direction, they're all about playing the spoiler.
She is bizarre, man. She's just a scary, disturbed individual. She's a walking mental institution.
Oh, without, you know, I'm not too. I'm okay with creepy chicks, but this one even freaks me out.
And Morgan using some of that strength to just bull Megan Meyers over there. And as you said, there's a part of Megan Meyers that enjoys pain, and that's why she's able to continue to fight on here, because there's a part of her that enjoys all of this, which is just sick.
She likes to take it as much as she likes to.
Oh, man. 5 minutes.
She just slapped a taste out of Morgan's mouth.
You can hear the contact. Oh, look out. Morgan elevates Meyers and plants her down to the canvas. Morgan's strength is probably her best weapon here, but again, Megan Meyers is so unorthodox, you just cannot prepare for someone like Megan Meyers.
Nah, both these young ladies are digging deep now, trying to make this comeback right now. They're both taking a lot of punishment and giving a lot of punishment at this point.
Reverse from Morgan here. Oh, man, there's a big mid-ring collision. And again, Morgan showing all those fitness attributes. Tremendous transition. The agility and transitions from Morgan are really impressive here. Able to string these moves together, able to put up an offensive assault against the very unorthodox Megan Meyers.
And let's not forget, she's doing this after being out of a wrestling ring for over 3 years.
Shoots Meyers in. That slingshot, that was nasty but effective. And you notice Morgan's getting a little desperate. She was quite literally pushing the shoulders down of Megan Meyers.
Megan Meyers is taking a lot of punishment in this match, and I think right now Morgan's trying to think to herself, what do I got to do to put this young lady down?
Waist lock.
Nice takedown.
and you win the matchup on the canvas. That's exactly what Morgan's trying to do. She's trying to rough up Megan Meyers. Perhaps Morgan is trying to play Megan's game.
Not only that, but she's got that waist lock in there. She's slamming her off the mat. She's trying to take that oxygen away. If you can't breathe, you can't fight.
Yeah, that waist lock, she's latching on like a pit bull here. A very pretty pit bull, but a pit bull nonetheless.
They're all pretty.
Unique takedown from Morgan. Great finds the legs.
Using those extremely strong legs of herself to take more of the air out of Meg Meyers.
Tremendous agility, able to use the legs to get the shoulders down. That was innovative. I've never seen that before. I thought she was going to try to get the hooks in for a waist lock there, but she was able to get the shoulders down. Which again, I think speaks to the desperation. When you're in there with someone like Megan Meyers, you want to get it over with any chance you got. And there's a nasty face plant. Hooks the leg.
Morgan had to dig down deep for that one. You can tell she's really getting fatigued.
I'm going to go back to that core strength. I believe it's really only the core strength that allowed Morgan to escape there. Swing and a miss from Meyers. Ripcord from Morgan. A lookout.
Variation of a Northern Lights suplex.
Beautiful bridge. But Morgan did not, to your point, Paul, the punishment she sustained did not have enough in the tank to maintain that bridge. She had the technique, just not enough energy in the tank.
These two young ladies have been going at it hard and strong for almost 10 minutes now. I mean, they are both very fatigued, very labored, and they're both trying to dig down deep and pull out a victory.
Morgan got caught.
She may have twisted that knee under her.
Yeah, hit the canvas very hard. Wait a minute, feet on the ropes.
Referee caught it.
Yeah, referee George doing the right thing here. Ordering the break because, quite frankly, that's illegal. That doesn't constitute a pinfall in any way, shape, or form.
Well, it ain't cheating if you don't get caught, and she got caught in this case.
You made a career of that.
You got that right. Made myself a lot of money.
But Meyers now has the trunks, I believe. And for once, we're seeing Megan Meyers expressing a little frustration.
Morgan's trying to fire herself up now and get really, really dig down deep in the tank.
You want to talk about digging down? You can see the exhaustion from these two. Huge clothesline. And again, Megan with the trunks, this time out of the view of the referee.
9 minutes and 53 seconds.
I just said a few seconds
The Black
ago.
Rose, Megan Meyers.
It's not cheating if you don't get caught, and that time she didn't get caught.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
And this is exactly what Megan Meyers wanted to do. She wanted to cause... Oh, wait a minute. Morgan's giving chase.
By way of the Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy, weighing in at 210 pounds, her name is Max!
One of the most physically imposing, physically dominating, and fiercest young athletes in the tri-state area, simply known as Max, is looking to make a huge impression here at UpRyse, exclusively on the Indie Wrestling Network.
And her opponent, by way of the ASWA, weighing in at 180 pounds, the last Mayan, Espiritu Maya!
A young man that found success was victorious at the inaugural UpRyse event in November. Looks to continue that roll of success, but he has a hell of a roadblock in front of him here tonight.
That's right. Much like in our last match with Morgan, this young lady, this Max as she calls herself, she competes in strong women competitions all over the Ohio Valley. So she is a very strong young lady. So we're going to see some severe power moves out of her, I believe.
I don't want to sell Maya short, but Paul, I'm going to go on record and say it right now. I believe we are looking at a future star in Max. I believe this is only the beginning of a young lady that is going to make headlines wherever she goes. Of course, Maya, quite frankly, he has the speed advantage. She's going to have to stick and move here because if you get caught, if you get boxed in by this Amazon, she's going to knock your lights out.
Oh, yeah, she's going to definitely break a rib or two on you.
And look at the strength. Unbelievable.
Just like that.
Intensity personified.
Without a doubt. She kind of has a little bit of the intensity of another young lady on the Rise roster, Honey Badger.
It's a hell of a forearm from Maya. He knows he's in there with some serious competition.
But if you noticed, it really didn't phase Max.
Drop kick from Maya sends Max into the corner, but he's really going to have to follow up here. There's going to be no feeling out process because this young lady is so physically imposing. And tremendous agility from Maya off the ropes there.
Yeah, if he wants to get the win tonight, he's going to have to chop the big tree down. There's no two ways about that.
Double knees in the corner.
You know, let's face it, Jim. These young ladies are a testament to society today. You know, women can be beautiful, but they can be strong as well. We've seen that in the last match with Morgan. We see it in this match with Max. They are top-notch competitors. It's no longer, wrestling is no longer just a man's sport.
And I believe Max may have knocked a few teeth loose under that mask of Maya because she just swatted him out of the air with a right hand. Let me ask you something, Paul. Been in the ring with a variety of competitors. How the hell do you prepare for someone like Max?
You take a shot at Jack and you pray for the best.
I'm not a religious man, but if I was in there with Max, I would say a prayer.
Well, I prayed to the bottle of Jack, because, you know.
Michael Hayes will be very proud of you. Max charges, big collision in the corner. And as agile as Maya is, when he's boxed in there, it is Max's game all the way.
Without a doubt, this young lady has a great strategy here. She's grounding Maya right now. If he can't move, he can't fight.
She wants to meticulously pick her opposition apart. Everything that Max does is with malice and intent. As impressive as Maya's agility may be, Max is all about physicality, blunt force trauma from Max. Look out.
Wow, like a rag doll she's being thrown around.
Yeah, no finesse, all impact from Max. Notice how she can just bully him around here.
Oh, this young lady is strong, extremely strong. Like I said, she competes in strong women competitions all over the Ohio Valley area. There is a lot of strength behind every maneuver this young lady has.
Yeah, Maya was trying to mount some offense with those body shots, but you can hear the thud when she makes contact.
Yeah, in a slugfest, I'm taking Max every time. Matter of fact, I got 50 if you want to get in on it.
No, thank you. And you see those Vader-style clubs to the top of the head. That's Max not only using her strength, but her size and height advantage.
And again, much like Meg Meyers, she's enjoying dishing out this punishment.
She ran into a boot, but I don't know how much...
Didn't seem to phase her.
How much of a reprieve that's going to give Maya here. He avoids the contact. He's going to try to fire back here. Oh, look out. Paul, he got caught.
Yes, he did. This is not going to end well for him.
He took a chance and he got caught. He gets planted. And notice the crossface. When Max went to make that cover, she decided to take that extra split second to grind the elbow into the face.
That's a very old school cover there by Max.
Yeah, Jack Briscoe would be proud of that one, I'm telling you.
You know it.
Max finally got a little over-aggressive. Could be an opening for Maya here. Slingshot kick to the face.
Caught her right with those two knees, dead in the chops.
Max
trying to go up top.
5 minutes going by, 5 minutes.
Max is checking her teeth. Crossbody off the top. Finds 2. And for the first time in this matchup, Max actually looks human.
I'll tell you what, he's put together an impressive set of moves, and he did knock her off her feet.
Reverse from Max here, sends Maya in. Miscue from Maya, he got caught.
For that. She was
telegraphed himself. And notice how it just takes one shot from Max to halt the momentum of Maya.
That just speaks to the impressive amount of strength this young lady has.
Again, Maya telegraphed himself, and she split him in half with that spear.
And that's all.
Forget about it.
Your winner in a time of 5 minutes and 56 seconds, Max!
Another big win by a very aggressive competitor here in UpRyse. They are all vying for the same thing. That is a spot on the main roster. I've said it before tonight, and I'll say it again. You're going to see this young lady there real soon, I think.
I'll say it one more time. Physically imposing, physically dominating, and most importantly, victorious.
That's what you need here in UpRyse. You need the wins.
He is a product of the Stronghold Academy, weighing in at 240 pounds, the successful Saint Jordan Styles.
Welcome back here to the second half of UpRyse, exclusively on the Indie Wrestling Network. My name's Joe Mata, being joined by legendary Pittsburgh athlete, Mr. Paul Atlas. And Paul, I'm not sure what we did to deserve this, but the Rev Ron Hunt out here as well. Rev, your protege, Jordan Styles, the Emmy Award-winning athlete, is back here at UpRyse, looking to prove why his name should be in lights.
I mean, make no mistake about it, he came from fresh stock as the man Jordan Styles.
And his opponent. He is a product of the High Stakes Battleground Wrestling Academy, weighing in at 160 pounds. Good vibes, Bray McKenzie.
A young man that loves to have fun, Bray McKenzie, is all about positivity and good energy. He might even be Bob Marley's favorite professional wrestler, and a young man that is happy to be here at Rise. But you know that Jordan wants to make this event all about himself.
I mean, is that anything new? I think just in general, the pulpit is all about themselves. But
yeah, trust me, working with you, I know that. Believe me.
You know what? I give you guys the credit. I mean, we got the man with the style and the grace, the muscles that last for days, and we have you that. Well, you have good hair. You got, I guess, glowing eyes. But I mean, I'm an entity, brother.
Yeah, it should be institutionalized, one of the two.
I took my medicine today, actually.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Jordan Styles, Bray McKenzie squaring off here. Rev, Jordan Styles is your protege. He makes no secret about it. I'm sure that you're going to shill all of his skills, but he is certainly an accomplished young man. How do you think that Jordan's going to approach this matchup here on this stage exclusively here on the Indie Wrestling Network.
I think let's just even kill the elephant in the south side of the room. When we look back at the first event that ever happened here at UpRyse, if it wasn't for the Rev himself, I don't quite frankly think that Jordan would have got through that match as easy. But I still have to give him credit because he came from me. He's a stock of me. I've taught him a good amount of what he's known outside of some of the extra stuff that he's been taught by his trainer. So I mean, he's come in well good hands.
So essentially, you're taking credit for his skills and success. That's what you're saying. You're giving yourself credit.
Hey, look at it. Look at it. Style and grace that comes from the Rev himself. But my thing is, we did have a little bit of a skirmish these last couple of weeks in other places around the world, and I just want to see if he can win this one on his own. That's how you prove yourself to me. Can you win it on your own?
Somebody having a little disagreement with the Rev. I wouldn't think it.
Big shoulder tackle from Jordan. Using his size, but Bray McKenzie is a young man with agility and action, a young man that has already overcome some adversity in his young wrestling career, had a very serious neck injury, but he's fought back, and he's still willing to take a chance. He's up top. Jordan avoids the contact. Swing and a miss. Springboard, beautiful cross body from Bray, hooks the leg. Paul, to your point earlier, Bray showing wisdom beyond his years. Immediately hooked that leg when the pinfall presented itself.
Without a doubt, but unfortunately I got to give the power to Jordan here. And I mean, Bray, he's kind of like a human toothpick.
Look out. Man, Jordan very resourceful. Knew exactly where he was, used the ring as a weapon, and has completely changed the complexion of this matchup.
Can he capitalize on it, though? That's the thing. Right now, I think he's staying right on it, but I think I'm going to get a closer look at this just a little bit.
Oh, wait, where are you going?
Hey, don't discourage him from leaving.
I'm not doing that. I'm relieved, but he doesn't have any cause to get involved in this matchup. Wait a minute. Jordan could be trying to end this thing quickly here. Lackadaisical pin attempt from Jordan. That's not going to get it done.
I don't care how much bigger you are than your opponent. You're not going to beat anybody like that.
And as much as professional wrestling is a physical chess match, I don't think that anyone could sell Bray McKenzie short when it comes to size. We've seen his skill in flashes here just in the opening moments of this contest.
No two ways about that, and I think right now he's getting mounting a nice little comeback here because I think above everything else, Rev has taught him, Jordan that is, how to be a little bit too full of himself.
And quite frankly, the only person that has a bit bigger ego than the Emmy award-winning Jordan Styles may be the Rev himself.
I'm not going to fight you on that one.
Beautiful butterfly throw from Styles. Lateral press here. And as arrogant and as cocky as Jordan Styles is, and believe me, if you don't know that he won an Emmy, trust me, within 5 minutes of talking to him, he'll tell you all about it.
5 minutes? It was more like 5 seconds backstage when I saw him earlier.
But that being said, Jordan is well skilled inside those ring ropes.
He's a product of the Stronghold Wrestling Academy and Brandon Kay, and all of his moves are solid in their background, solid in their technique. So this man does have the skills and the ability, without a doubt.
McKenzie going to look to generate some momentum here. And this is McKenzie's wheelhouse. Get that speed rolling. Innovative offense from McKenzie, just hurling his body at Jordan Styles. He's perched up top now.
He's going to fly here.
Look out. Beautiful Meteora driving the knees down, hooks the leg. And it was close. It was that exposed right shoulder that allowed Jordan to escape there.
Yeah.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
Rev seems to be sweating in his Armani down there.
McKenzie trying to measure Styles. And man, did Jordan plant McKenzie there. Textbook spine buster. And we're at a stalemate here, Paul.
Yeah, he almost put him under the ring with that spine buster, but now both men trying to find their way to their feet.
Yeah, it's gut check time here. We're at a main stage here at UpRyse. This is the opportunity for these young talents to shine. Who will be the one to reach out and take the opportunity? Will it be Jordan Styles or Bray McKenzie? We're going to find out here.
That's right. Every win here at UpRyse puts you one step closer to that main Rise roster. So you got to dig down and you got to find what it is. If you want to be on the roster, this is where you prove yourself.
We've seen speed, we've seen power, but this is just boiling down to a fist fight. This is fisticuffs being exchanged center ring here. And that was a blatant break of the. What is Rev doing? Number one, he's got the Emmy, which he didn't win, by the way. He may think he.
I'm sure he's going to take credit for it somehow.
Jordan looks like he's panicking.
Well, he's very proud of that Emmy.
I got to be honest. I'd be proud if I won an Emmy too.
You know, I think Rev is being more of a distraction than a help here right now.
Miscue. Rev connects. And I believe Jordan.
He's about to lose his mind here.
He's taking a stroke. And he didn't keep his eye on Bray McKenzie, who connects with a bicycle knee right to the jaw.
Oh, wait a minute, the Rev's got the referee distracted here. We've got him down for about a 5 count here. The referee's being distracted by the Rev.
Now the Rev is a leech. Now we have a matchup going on here.
What the heck is going on here?
Now the Rev putting the spotlight on himself, which is nothing new. And that's not wrestling hyperbole, believe me. And now Jordan Styles, a blatant low blow in the ring.
But look, the ref is still distracted here by the
A
Rev.
blatant low blow. Now, you gotta be kidding me here. And he's got the trunks.
Your winner as the result of a pinfall, the successful Saint, Jordan Styles.
A con job. Jordan Styles should be charged with theft because he stole this matchup.
And let's face it, probably wouldn't have happened without a little help from the Rev himself.
The pulpit is as corrupt as any other congregation, if you don't mind me saying.
I've seen the reports.
Bray McKenzie is an extremely talented young athlete.
I need you to listen to the vision.
Apparently, Jordan is not very grateful of the help he got from the Rev.
The bottom line is the Emmy award-winning athlete, Jordan Styles, victorious here at UpRyse on the Indie Wrestling Network.
He is a product of the ICWA, weighing in at 303 pounds. Officer Dan Murphy.
Officer Dan Murphy. He is a big, rough, rugged individual, and his favorite running buddy, his best friend, is David Wallace, which should tell you all you need to know.
All I need to know right there, Jim.
About the morals or lack thereof of Officer Dan Murphy, who somehow believes that he can create and enforce the law. And if you've been watching the news lately, that strategy doesn't work for anybody. I saw Dan Murphy earlier tonight out in the parking lot checking the tire pressure on these fans' cars to make sure it was up to code. He was trying to write violations despite having no authority to do so.
You might want to check my car. It might have got towed.
I want to make sure your stereo's still in there too.
That's true too. Paid a lot of money for that.
And his opponent, the Stronghold Academy, weighing in at 154 pounds, Davion Traylor!
Davion Traylor, who has been hailed as a potential prodigy coming out of the Stronghold Academy. This young man, in his professional wrestling debut last November at the first ever UpRyse event, was victorious, defeating Officer Dan Murphy. And Murphy has been on a tear since that happened. He wants vengeance, and he has that opportunity here at UpRyse, January 18th of 2019.
That's right, this is our first rematch here at UpRyse. As a few short months ago, Davion Traylor indeed took down Officer Dan Murphy. Not Murphy's finest moment, but I'm sure he's ready to lay down a little police brutality here tonight.
Yeah, Officer Dan, while you're here on the Indie Wrestling Network, make sure to check out our archives, International Wrestling Cartel events, UpRyse events. You can see more action from Officer Dan, because I'm going to tell you what, despite his very abrasive nature, he is a big, capable athlete. Very impressive, the agility he brings to the table, despite being over 300 pounds.
This is true. We only have the finest young athletes here at UpRyse. They are the ones who are competing for spots on our main roster, and this is some of the best talent.
And this is what I'm talking about, Paul.
We're going to pass down the ref.
Officer Dan trying to take the authority away from referee Nick Davidson.
Sorry, I had a flashback to the TSA earlier today. You know, they're a little ticked off since they're not getting paid.
You're going to get us in trouble. I believe this crowd here in the Stronghold is trying to accuse Officer Dan of being a rent-a-cop.
Anything's possible. Are they calling him Fat Man or Batman?
I believe they're accusing him of being Batman. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I agree that I'm sorry, not Dr. Dan, that's Dan Rockingham. This is Dan Murphy, that Dan Murphy is not Batman. And he's not Dan Rockingham either.
That's right. At this point, I don't think you know who the hell he is.
Leg trip. And this is that psychological warfare. That's Dan Murphy's MO, by the way. This whole thing with authority, it's all psychological. It's mind games, and that's exactly what he's doing here. Davion Traylor in his second matchup in his career. Obviously, he's going to have some butterflies, and Dan Murphy's going to look to exploit that.
Exactly, but I tell you what, if I ever got in a ring with a guy with a whistle around his neck, I think I'd have to choke it with him as shoving it down his throat.
Murphy giving Traylor the headlock here. Up and over, nice agility from Traylor. Gonna look to chop down the tree, and that's wise wrestling.
It is.
Swing and a miss from Murphy. Traylor firing away. Man, this is a tenacious young athlete. He's continuing to pour on the offensive assault. Avoids the contact there. Schoolboy, nicely done. Paul, I'm going to tell you, Traylor's showing me something here.
Well, he feels he has Officer Dan's number, and let's face it, he does. He's beat him once already.
Man, that was a stiff shot. And this is where the 300 plus pounds of Dan Murphy comes into play.
Oh, without a doubt here. I mean, Davion Traylor is a finely trained athlete, but there's a definite size disadvantage in this matchup.
And an experience disadvantage as well, but Traylor continuing to use that agility. Look out! Puts on the brakes. Crossbody, he got caught, telegraphed it, he's going to pay for it.
Oh, that's
man,
not ending well for him.
Spine bends around the post. And there's the strength from the big man.
Modified version of a follow-away slam right back into the ring.
Now, Paul, I'm going to ask you, you had a PhD in ring psychology during your 25 years inside the squared circle. How unnerving could it be for someone like Davion Traylor, who is only in his second matchup?
Well, first of all, I'm going to thank you for that. Usually the only degree I'm accused of having is a third degree. But yeah, I mean, this man has only been 2 matches into his career. And, you know, he tasted success in that first matchup. Now, he's got to be a little bit nervous because he's got to follow up that win. Not only does he have to follow up that win, but he has to beat Officer Dan again. So, can he do it? Does he think he has the right strategy? It worked once. Will it work a second time? Oh, that didn't work out for him.
He got overzealous. He got overzealous, and he paid for it. Dan Murphy plants a boot right into the solar plexus.
And I'll give Davion this. Dan Murphy with a clear-cut size advantage, and he is still able to power his way out of that pinning combination.
That's really, we're seeing a real tenacity from Davion Traylor. He's not afraid. He's rising to the occasion, no pun intended here.
Without a doubt.
Murphy shoots him in. Traver hits the buckle very hard, clutching the lumbar region of the back, and that is the most susceptible spot to damage in the spine.
Well, without a doubt, just ask my chiropractor.
It's more that ring psychology as Murphy, excuse me, mocking Traylor.
And let's face it, too, once again, we talk about the wind. Each one of those.
Man, Murphy put all of his 300 pounds behind that.
Each and every time his back hits those turnbuckles, it's taking a little more wind out of Traylor. Again, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. So we talked about the nerves of Davion Traylor, but let's face it, Dan Murphy has to have a little bit of nerve too. He was beaten last time by Traylor. He's trying to prove it was a fluke. He gets beat again tonight, and it's not a fluke. That's
egg all over the face of Dan Murphy.
There. So I think he's got a little more to lose at this point.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
That's a stiff European uppercut. Hit box the jaw that time. And you could really see how Murphy knows exactly how to use his size advantage in there. Every maneuver is tailored for maximum impact.
And he stays on that body part. He continues to weaken that back.
And he is just contorting the spine of Davion Traylor. This is getting a little uncomfortable to watch because Dan Murphy is a nasty individual. Traylor found a way out, but I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I don't know if he's going to be able to follow up.
It's going to take a lot right now. He's trying to get himself fired up. This crowd's trying to get behind him. But does he have enough after the beating he's taken so far?
There's some more resiliency from Traylor here. And turnabout fair play. Now it is Dan Murphy favoring that spine. What power. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Dan Murphy is an impressive, powerful athlete.
He may not look very physically imposing as far as the musculature on him, but he is definitely a strong man.
That is raw, unfiltered power. That's what that is.
That is indeed. You don't have to have biceps like Mr. Olympia to have a ton of strength, and Dan Murphy proves that all the time.
Traylor just barely avoided it, but man, did he make Murphy pay. Murphy hits the floor.
That's about a 10-15 foot drop to that floor.
Absolutely, because he went up and over the ropes that time.
And I don't know if people are aware, but this floor around the stronghold is cement, so that's a lot of impact when you fall from that height.
And Davion Traver could be taking a chance here on this stage at UpRyse. Oh, wait a minute. Dan Murphy using the nightstick.
Right in front of the referee, which draws the disqualification.
Davion Traylor.
He hits Traylor right between the eyes, and Traylor is out of it.
He may have still lost the match, but Dan Murphy definitely extracted a little revenge.
Oh, wait a minute, this is over here. Murphy is trying to end the career of Davion Traylor before it gets started. Come on, now this is out of hand.
I'd ask if we have security, but
well, the guy's got a nightstick. Who's going to approach him?
nothing for that.
Well, everyone's upset, including me. We had a hell of a matchup here, and Dan Murphy taking the easy way out, getting himself blatantly disqualified. Let's make no mistake, as you said, he made no attempt to hide that nightstick.
None whatsoever.
A blatant disqualification, and Davion Traylor is obviously very hurt right now.
Without a doubt, Dan Murphy in defeat seems to have found a little bit of victory.
This is disgusting. Murphy ought to be ashamed of himself.
I've been the nigga. Desecrate your revolution. Best face rhymes with liquid fire.
They are products of the Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy at a combined weight of 610 pounds. At the Bruiser and Crosshairs Kelly, Warhorse.
These are two big, rugged, nasty individuals, Paul. Pat the Bruiser, Crosshairs Kelly, collectively known as Warhorse, are all Impact. Nothing pretty, nothing technical. They just want to punch their opponents in the face.
And their opponents. From the Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy, Chase Winners and Tyler Voxx, Frostbite!
Well, we've seen Frostbite previously take System Elite to the limit. System Elite, arguably the standard bearer of tag team wrestling in the tri-state area.
Without a doubt, and we're going to get off to a fast start here, Jim.
Despite being defeated by System Elite, Frostbite had impressed, and that's what brings them here to UpRyse. But they're in there with, as I said, two real roughnecks. That is Crosshairs Kelly in the ring right now.
Let's face it, there's no shame in being defeated by System Elite, but it's how you show yourself that keeps you coming back.
Did you hear the thud when the forearm made contact with Chase Winners?
This is a big old country boy here, no doubt about that. Raw bone, rugged strength.
This tag team wrestling 101. It's elementary, but it's effective as Warhorse looking to isolate Chase Winners in their corner.
That's it. Cut the ring in half, keep your opponent in your corner, slowly wear him down, and get to the victory.
Now, Paul, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, and I'm not just trying to pat you on the back, but you and Brian Anthony, collectively as the Wrong Crowd, ran roughshod on tag team wrestling for a few decades. When you come in here on this stage and Rise bringing in the tag team division, 2 feet firmly in the chest, nicely done from Chase Winners. With Rise bringing in the tag team division starting February 2nd, the next time we're in this building, what is the added pressure? What's that dynamic for two teams like Warhorse and Frostbite to try to put their names in that conversation?
I'll tell you right now, if you're an established tag team, you want to be at the top of that mountain. Like you said, the Wrong Crowd was at the top of that mountain for decades. We held regional tag team championships. We held national tag team championships. But we started at the bottom and worked our way to the top. And that's what these two teams are trying to do here at UpRyse tonight. Starting at the bottom, and they would both these teams would love a chance to enter that tournament.
And here's another question for you, Paul. As you mentioned, you and Brian Anthony ran the Roost. You were NWA North American Tag Champions for an extended period of time. You had to face teams that you may not have been familiar with previously. How do these two teams deal with each other not having previous experience here at UpRyse in a tag team scenario.
What you have to do as a team is you have to stick with your team strategy. No matter whether you've played against them once, twice, it doesn't matter. It's just like the NFL. You might face an opponent once a year, or you face somebody in your division 4 times a year. You stick with the game plan. You stick with your team's strengths, and you fight your fight. Don't let them come to you. You go to them, and you take advantage of everything possible.
And certainly, Tyler Voxx, man! Crosshairs Kelly is a brutal athlete.
Those are some vicious, vicious shots to that knee.
It cannot be understated that you can hear the contact.
Hey! Fight that cross! Let's go, Crosshairs out of the ring.
This is Pat the Bruiser, who lives up to his name, believe me.
This young man is showing incredible strength right now, just planting him in the canvas.
Textbook maneuvers that get amplified when you have that much strength and ability behind it.
He's going to put him through the ring at this pace.
And a nasty crossface during that cover.
But failure to hook the leg once again, as we've talked about throughout the evening.
Tyler Voxx is in a bad way right here. This keeps up, he's going to be looking up. He's going to be looking up at the lights rather quickly. And man, big mid-ring collision. Pat the Bruiser just throwing all of that weight behind that elbow.
That's not like a car crash. That's like a truck crash. That's like being run over by a semi.
And look at how Pat the Bruiser dropping those elbows on the collarbone.
That shoulder joint is very delicate. He can pop that out very easily with maneuvers.
The placement of those elbows is no coincidence. That's done with purpose.
He knows exactly what he's doing here.
Just driving Tyler Voxx into the corner. Crosshairs Kelly coming in. And did you see the head snap back?
And again, this is classic tag team wrestling. They're cutting that ring off. They're keeping their opponent in their half of it and wearing them down slowly but surely.
Chase Winters is begging for a tag, but Warhorse has been in firm control of this thing from the word go.
Yeah, if these guys want to continue to climb the ladder here at Rise, they better dig down and find something right now, because Warhorse is about to win this match.
Warhorse may be the odds-on favorite here at UpRyse to emerge in our Rise Tag Team division. Voxx trying to fight out here.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
And he got planted. Absolutely stuck him to the canvas, floats over. And there was a little too much separation, not enough body on body.
There was. He was not using that body size to his advantage in that cover right there. And he continues to taunt the man who's not in the ring. Again, classic tag team wrestling.
And did you notice how Kelly was able to maneuver Voxx back to their corner before making the tag?
Yeah, make no mistake about it. These guys know what they're doing. They are a well-polished and precision team right now.
They are going to meticulously pick apart at Frostbite. And in particular, Tyler Voxx at this juncture.
Now, this is sound strategy. You separate one from the herd.
Up and over goes Voxx.
Trying to get him over, trying to get him over.
Now, technically, I don't know if this is legal here. Man, Pat the Bruiser, that was an ugly maneuver. We'll leave it at that.
And that was very close to a pinfall. He barely got out of that one.
It may be a case that Frostbite may just not get out of the blocks here. This thing may be over before they ever get a chance to get rolling.
They have yet to show any tag team continuity whatsoever in this match.
Oh man, Pat the Bruiser just squashes Voxx.
And if you notice, Warhorse, every maneuver they use, uses their size to their advantage. High impact, all the way around, all the way through. Using that body size to their advantage.
And these frequent tags, I mean, Paul, you can speak to how effective. Look out. Oh, no way. You want to know how, cover here, wait a minute, hooks the, you want to know how violent Warhorse is? They use their own bodies as weapons.
Each and every maneuver they've done in this match, if you notice, has dealt with using their body as a ramming bar. They've just impact upon impact upon impact, slamming their own bodies into that of their opponent.
And notice the positioning of this chin lock here. Crosshairs Kelly puts himself between each member of Frostbite.
Exactly. Cut your man off, separate him from the pack, separate him from the team, beat him down, wear him down, get that victory.
Tyler Voxx trying to create some space here and just ran right into a knee that caught him under the chin.
And again, as I've said it before, I don't care how big you are not beating a man on this stage that way.
I know that we've obviously highlighted the ability of Frostbite, and we noted how they took it to System Elite, but I believe this may be a case of Warhorse just being too dominant too early.
Without a doubt, the size advantage has more than caught up to Frostbite at this point.
I understand that Chase Winters is frustrated, but interjecting himself is not going to help Tyler Voxx whatsoever.
Oh no, that gives the ability for both men to take advantage. Look out. Tyler gets squashed and a boot on the way out. This has to be it. North-south pin. You've got to give the tenacity to Frostbite and Tyler Voxx right now. He is really fighting up from that canvas each and every time. Well, Frostbite is certainly a durable team. No one can argue that because the offensive assault that they've had to sustain here. This would be incredible if they're able to pull out the victory with the amount of punishment that Voxx is taking right now. That's a heart stopper right there. Elbow to the top of the head, which can jam the spine. Tyler trying to fight his way out. He caught Pat on the button that last one. Yeah. Notice Crosshairs holding him by the tight so he can't get to that tag. Oh, man. That impact. Pat
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
Pat the Bruiser just hurling his body. I don't know how Voxx kicked out, but Pat, again, using his body as a weapon. I am amazed that he was able to kick out of that cover. Unorthodox, unfiltered, physical offense from Warhorse. I don't know how much more this Voxx can take. He is out on his feet right now. This thing is going to be over soon, but they also seem to be toying with him. Warhorse hooks up Tyler. Assisted backbreaker. Oh, I don't know if wait, hook of the legs here. And I believe that Crosshairs Kelly got a little too overconfident. You know, it may be in Tyler Voxx's best interest just to stay down at this point. His career could be ended here tonight. I was going to bring it up, Paul. I don't often say this, but I believe this may be a case where referee George may want to consider stopping this one. Yeah, these guys may want to just give in now and live the fight another day. We're talking more than a career. We could be talking his life. Somehow, Tyler able to get a reprieve and spike Crosshairs Kelly. He needs a tag very desperately right now if this match is going to continue and they're going to have any attempt to win this thing. He needs to get over to Chase right now. Chase Winters is salivating for that tag right now. He got it. Simultaneous tags. In comes Chase Winters. Intensity personified from Chase Winters right here.
He's been standing on that apron for a good 8 to 10 minutes watching his partner getting the living tar beat out of him. He is frustrated, he is angry, and he is fired up right now.
Chase up and over, lands on the apron. He caught Pat coming in. Innovative axe kick. And for the first time in this matchup, Frostbite may have it.
So Warhorse looking dazed at this point. They could be digging down and getting this victory here.
Frostbite is showing the definition of tenacity, the definition of guts, the definition of heart. I don't know if this is a wise tag right now.
This could be the definition of crazy. I don't think Tyler Voxx has had time to recover yet.
Low bridge from Kelly. Man, Chase got caught. He may have been kicked right in the temple there.
And a double knockout punch.
Chase Winters may be unconscious. Savant kick from Tyler Voxx. And Frostbite. And they hit it. Oh, no way. They got it.
I am impressed with that victory.
What an upset.
Your winners as the result of a pinfall. Chase Winters and Tyler Voxx, frostbitten.
That is a very impressive victory by Frostbite. They took the brunt of punishment for over 10 minutes and still were able to come back and win this match.
We brought from our guts, until it hurts.
Perhaps the most resilient at UpRyse. Frostbite showed some real heart. They wanted it and they got it.
And a victory like this can instantly propel them into that tag team division at Rise.
Let's not forget February 2nd, the beginning of the tag team title tournament at Rise.
I know I'm excited for this.
But a tremendous victory here tonight, January 18th of 2019 for Frostbite. It's an unsatisfying and indecisive finish.
From the Violence Academy, weighing in at 181 pounds, Supernatural Zach Vincent!
With over a decade in the wrestling business, Zach Vincent is one of the most inspiring stories you will see anywhere in wrestling. A young man that survived and overcame brain cancer to return back to the squared circle. The only thing Zach Vincent needs is an opportunity, and he has that here tonight in our UpRyse feature presentation.
And his opponent.
Well, that's the thing, sort of. Yeah.
He is a product of the Stronghold Academy. From Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Weighing in at 235 pounds. He is the Devil, David Lawless, Esquire.
One of the most devious, one of the most maniacal, and one of the most egotistical athletes on the Rise roster was the man randomly selected for our feature presentation here at UpRyse.
Hey, let's call it like it is. He's a shyster, he's an ambulance chaser. He probably bought his way into this match.
David Wallace is always looking for an opportunity to brag about David Wallace. As inspiring as the story of one Zach Vincent is, David Wallace wants to take this platform and make it about himself, that he was the man victorious in the UpRyse feature presentation. He doesn't want the story to be about the inspirational comeback of Zach Vincent. He wants it to be about the victory of the gavel.
That's right. Let's face it. He manufactured an injury himself last year to take on his trainer, Brandon Kay. So if you would lie about a head injury, what, do you think he cares about a guy who had cancer?
Well, the gavel David Wallace, quite frankly, is a despicable human being. And that's not wrestling hyperbole. That's just who David Wallace is.
He's a lawyer. Like I said, you know how lawyers lie and his lips are moving.
What? Oh, is that so? What do you got going on this thing? Without me being here? Nah, you know what? I'm not even worried about it.
I think
there's an unsatisfied customer of the gavel here. Maybe he didn't get her off on the charges.
Gonna leave that one alone so I don't get myself in trouble. Zach Vincent has made his name extensively in West Virginia. And as I said, the only thing that Zach Vincent has lacked over the course of his career is the right opportunity. He has all the skills, he has all the ability, and what a beautiful reversal. That's what I'm talking about. Zach Vincent, in my opinion, has been a hidden gem of the independent wrestling scene. And I, for one, am thrilled that he is getting this opportunity. He is getting this stage here on the Indie Wrestling Network to truly show the ability that he has.
And this is where it's at. If you want to prove yourself in this area, you need to be here at Rise Wrestling. And UpRyse is that platform to show what you have so you can get to Rise Wrestling. And Zach Vincent is here tonight solely to prove he feels he belongs on the main roster. He feels he belongs at Rise Wrestling. But you've got to earn that spot. And he needs to do that tonight by beating the gavel, David Lawless.
Zach Vincent had wrist control. Wallace grabs the ropes to force a break, but you can tell that Wallace is thrown all out of sorts from Zach Vincent.
No, we're not doing that tonight. Come on. Yes.
Collar and elbow tie up here again. Wallace slaps on that side headlock. Clearly, Wallace very proud of himself.
Sings his own praises. Or, I don't know if that was a singing or a cat with his tail caught in a blender, but nonetheless.
Man, Zach Vincent hit the canvas very, very hard that time. And by the way, while Wallace is pandering to himself, if you're here watching us on the Indie Wrestling Network through this awesome 7-day free trial that you get, make sure you subscribe. For only $5.99 a month, you're going to get all the UpRyse, a lot of great archives. You're going to get Duke and Doe's hardcore memories, which is as insane as it sounds.
That's worth the price of admission alone. I know that's what got me to sign up.
He's posing, brother.
A little bit of a pose down going on here.
I think Zach Vincent may be my new favorite real American.
If nothing else, the gavel's very vocal.
I think the gavel needs to switch to decaf.
He just likes the sound of his own voice.
Leapfrog from Vincent. Gavel puts on the brakes.
You got to remember, the gavel is so arrogant. When he goes to a funeral, he's upset he's not the corpse.
Absolutely. Deep arm drag from Vincent. Now look out, Zach Vincent's been known to fly. The gavel is not safe out there.
He looks like he's setting up for it. Wallace on the floor trying to get his bearings right now.
Zach Vincent could be going for a highlight reel moment here at UpRyse. And Lawless suckered him in and cut him off. As much as I can't stand David Wallace, he has a tremendous amount of ring generalship.
Oh, without a doubt, that was a hard right hand there.
Wallace hooks up Vincent. This could be dangerous here. Vincent lands on the apron and saves his life. Spin kick sends the gavel back into the squared circle. Zach Vincent misses, but Lawless does not. That was nasty. That's a good way to rearrange some vertebrae.
Yeah, you could see the neck snapping like it was in a car crash.
Notice the gavel trying to focus on the ribs to really slow Zach Vincent down.
5 minutes.
As we've alluded to earlier, trying to take that wind away from him.
Gavel has Zach Vincent up, precarious position, drives him down to the canvas. Tremendous vertical leap from the gavel, drives down with the leg drop, lateral press, and hooks the leg here. This is wise wrestling from the gavel. Again, the ring generalship is always there, and this chin lock here is certainly going to ground Zach Vincent. He's not going to have any of that agility in this position.
If you notice too, he leans against him, leaning on him, trying to cut that air off, trying to wear him down, take that wind away.
Vincent escapes, but man, did the gavel connect on that one.
Say what you want about his big mouth and his arrogant persona, but the gavel is a great athlete.
Hooks both legs, but again, we're seeing the tenacity of Zach Vincent, which we knew. I mean, like I said, the man beat cancer.
Is there anything left after that?
Look at me! Look at me dancing! Look at me dancing!
What the hell is Lawless doing?
I think he's having a seizure.
I'm not doing it just because you asked me.
Now, Wallace is so arrogant. I hope that Zach Vincent takes one of those Bruiser Brody-esque boots and kicks Wallace right in the face.
I'd pay double to see that.
You know, perhaps again, you know, Wallace was defeated in his opportunity at the Rise Grand Championship, and quite frankly, that bruised his ego, despite how much of a closely contested matchup it was. I mean, again, this could be Wallace trying, again, like I said, he tries to make everything about himself.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
he's his own favorite person.
That match was almost a year in the making. He plotted and he schemed and he suckered Brandon K in to getting that match, and it backfired on him. So now he's trying to come up with another way to make himself the center of attention.
Wait a minute, schoolboy here. What agility from Zach Vincent. Tremendous takeover.
Got him hooked.
Beautifully done. And if you want to see that matchup between David Lawless and Matt Connor, make sure you head over to IndyWrestling.us.
And give me your credit card number so I can put it in. I mean, well, you know what I mean.
Look at the gavel with the Hurricane Rana. You know, he never misses an opportunity to pat himself on the back.
This is true. He's going to hurt his arm one day doing that.
And what a tragedy that would be. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I tell you that this guy, there's no low he won't sink to. I mean, we've discussed that, but right in front of the referee, he's going to blatantly break the rule. I don't know what the hell that was. Again, he's trying, not only is he trying to defeat Zach Vincent to make this UpRyse stage about himself, he's obviously trying to humiliate Zach Vincent in the process.
He's trying to prove a point that he belongs center stage. That is what the gavel is all about. Front and center, big spotlight, and that's exactly what he's trying to prove tonight. Like I said before, they said randomly selected. I wouldn't doubt if the guy bought his way into this main event tonight.
Kurt Hennig next snap. Zach Vincent may finally be wearing down here. You know, he's one of the most durable athletes you're going to find, but he's sustained a lot of punishment here. Nip up, nicely done. Lawless looked like he saw a ghost momentarily.
Playing possum there on the part of Zach Vincent.
Wallace has Vincent hooked up. Tremendous agility, able to kick Wallace right in the forehead. That was nasty.
Going up here now. What's he going to do?
Beautiful Hurricane Rana off the top.
Executed perfectly. Now both men got to dig down deep if they want to win this contest. Both men out on their feet right now from all the punishment that they've taken.
I'm going to ask you, we're at a very pivotal point here. If Zach Vincent's able to pull this one out, do you think that we'll see him make his transition to the Rise main stage?
Without a doubt, this is where he can definitely do that. And I think we'd also see the gavel pitch a fit the size of Oklahoma here.
Both men working their way back up to a vertical base here. Beautiful round kick from Zach Vincent.
10 minutes.
The gavel's going to be checking for some teeth. Zach Vincent has found his fourth gear and he is rolling, man.
And this is the competitive nature of the UpRyse right now. These guys are 10 minutes in and they are still going strong.
I've never seen that before.
I don't even know what to call that.
Inverted unprettier. One of the most innovative maneuvers I've ever seen, quite frankly. That's a brand new one. And that's what I'm telling you when I tell you that Zach Vincent, all this man needs is opportunity, and he can really make a name for himself. A name that justifies all the skills that he brings to the table.
You know, I've been around for nearly 30 years, and this guy is truly impressing me tonight. I don't know why nobody snatched this guy up sooner.
Shoots the gavel in. Miscue there. Wallace avoided the contact. Neck breaker off the ropes. Nice transition.
Got the leg hook. This could be it. Zach Vincent digging down deep though to come out of that pin attempt.
Wallace a little frustrated. And, I mean, if you're Wallace, you can't really blame him too much because he's hitting these maneuvers perfectly.
He has completely unloaded on Zach Vincent, and Zach Vincent is still very much in this match.
No pun intended, but there's been no flaws in this matchup for the gavel. Zach Vincent is just that caliber of an athlete.
Like I've said before, you know, we give a lot of grief to the gavel, and he deserves pretty much all of it. But this man is a solid athlete, so Zach Vincent is definitely impressing tonight by hanging in there with David Lawless.
Vincent out the back door. Finds two. Vincent measuring the gavel. Lawless ducks it. He elevates Zach Vincent once again. David Wallace hitting puberty mid-matchup. Unorthodox kick. And a second round kick may have caught Wallace right in the sternum. And that one caught him right across the face.
The way Zach Vincent has been able to string these maneuvers together is unbelievably impressive. But again, the gavel, knowing where he's at in that ring, found that ring rope, breaking that pin attempt up.
I believe that the real key to Zach Vincent, he's so fluid inside those ring ropes.
Yes, he is. Without it, I have never seen an athlete transition between moves as I've seen Zach Vincent do here tonight. He's going up
Zach
for it all
Vincent
right now.
Taking a home run swing. Wait a minute, the gavel put on the brakes. And Nick Davidson, I believe that was intentional from Wallace's part.
I wouldn't doubt it. He pushed him right into our referee.
Pump handle from the gavel into a backbreaker. That was nasty. Zach Vincent landed awkwardly. And Vincent kicks out.
The gavel's about to lose his mind. He doesn't know what he has to do to get Zach Vincent down now.
And Zach Vincent, I'm telling you, man, he needed the opportunity, and he's showing you why he deserves it right here.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, this guy's got my vote for the main roster, without a doubt tonight.
Shoulders down. Wallace escapes. Vincent ducks. Crucifix pin into a crucifix bomb. Wallace's head bouncing off the canvas.
Here goes Vincent once again, going up for that home run. Taking his time here, though. He may up.
And again, Wallace using the official. I know that Nick Davidson doesn't want to end this feature presentation on a DQ, but Wallace capitalizes.
And the gavel comes up with the victory.
Your winner as the result of a pinfall, the gavel, David Lawless Esquire.
On a wild night where we saw potential from a variety of young athletes, David Wallace able to put the spotlight on himself here in our featured presentation. Paul, we've seen a lot of potential. We have a lot of question marks. What's the next step for one of these young athletes? Who is going to break into Rise?
Well, I'll tell you what, like I said just a little bit ago, win, lose, or draw, Zach Vincent definitely has my vote for the main roster.
Absolutely. After a tremendous evening, coming to you here exclusively on the Indie Wrestling Network, make sure to check back here for UpRyse, and of course Rise February 2nd, 2019 as we start the tag team title tournament. My name's Jim Amata for Paul Atlas. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us here on the Indie Wrestling Network.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.